Hey everybody, I hope and pray that you're doing well. Today as we come to our word from the word. And today that word is powerful. Powerful. Now we're drawing close to the end of the book of Judges, but as we're continuing, if you're watching this on daily, then today, July 5th, right on Monday, right after Independence Day, and just thinking about, something powerful. If we probably experienced a lot of fireworks or things like that, and you see something explosive, and that's something that maybe we can identify with. Maybe even as we're talking about Samson, you think about like those world's strongest men and those competitions that they have, and it's amazing at the feats of strength that they can accomplish. But see, as you look at the life of Samson, you'll see that God had a purpose for him, and what he was to be doing was still to be a judge of Israel and a judge of the Philistines as well, that he was going to be the tool that God would use. Now, there's a lot that he does right and he does according to God's will. And then there's other times where, like all of us, where he gets his eyes off of what he should be doing and he brings disaster on himself. But we'll talk about that in the coming days. Today, Judges chapter 15, just looking at verses 18 and 19, and this is right after he has killed 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. And here's what happens in Judges chapter 15, looking at verses 18 and 19, says, Then he became very thirsty. So he cried out to the Lord and said, You have given this great deliverance by the hand of your servant. And now shall I die of thirst and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised? So God split the hollow place that is in Lehi, and water came out, and he drank, and his spirit returned, and he revived. Therefore he called its name En Hakkore, which is in Lehi to this day. Now, here's the thing, right? As we look to this and you think, this is Samson's really his first prayer here that's recorded, and we're going to look at least two of them. And the thing is that it's amazing that he understood that God had accomplished this great feat through him. Is one thing you'll see throughout the story of Samson, that as the Lord comes upon him, the Spirit of the Lord comes upon him. See, that should also, as we go to the New Testament side, to this side of the cross and this side of the empty grave, and especially this side of Pentecost, that we see that the Spirit resides with all of us all the time. But then there is that filling of the Spirit that can also happen. The indwelling of the Spirit happens at the moment of salvation, but the filling of the Spirit comes at different times. Now, here he is the Spirit of the Lord, as we see in the Old Testament, that goes from place to place and is isolated in that area for the moment. It's amazing that the power that can come from that. And that's why today, powerful being our key word for today. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never tried to fight off anybody with the jawbone of anything or the bone of anything. You maybe fight with a dog over a dog bone, just playing around, but nothing, really serious. But see, this is all still in Samson's judging them according to the way God would have him to do. And that's why, if you notice what he said, God, you have just accomplished great and mighty and powerful things. And yes, it was through me, and it's as if he's saying, God, I'm thankful that you were able to use me to accomplish your will. And that's a great spot. That's a great place for all of us to be. That we accomplish something great, we see what God has done, and then we give him the glory. We can even be thankful and celebrating the fact that we were able to be involved in it. But just as we saw Sunday with Elijah, let's be careful not to lose focus. Let's be careful to keep our eyes focused on him, because the next thing that Samson says is, well, now I'm about to die of thirst. So, God, you brought all this to be. You accomplished all this through me, and now I'm gonna thirst to death. God hears his prayer. God knows. He knows our faults, knows our frailties, and he splits the place open, and water comes flowing out, and he is revived. Now, see, I think even in this, that sometimes we think that, yes, God does these great victories, but he only does it to defeat the enemy, but that he won't provide for our needs. Just as we saw it's amazing how this lines up with Elijah, we talked about yesterday. If you haven't got a chance, you can go back and check that video out as well, but our live stream of that. But to think that, look, there he is. Elijah was struggling and exhausted and thinking he's all alone, and God provides him with food and water. And here we have Samson, who has just done this great miraculous thing through the strength of the Lord, and God provides water. My encouragement for you today is that as we understand how great and powerful God is, don't ever forget that that's not just power to defeat your enemy. It's also the power to sustain you in each and every aspect of your life, especially everything that God has called you to do. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.